only got a couple of days to do some things that I think are necessary. And I asked them to formulate questions for tomorrow, so when I come at their motel room, they can have these lined up, and I'll answer them if I know how. And she wants to learn invisibility. That is a ball. I get a kick out of it. And do you think I'm going to tell you how to do it? Absolutely not. You know why? There's prisoners that are going to hear this. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to be aiding and abetting breakouts. As it is, I did tell about teleportation. And it's so simple, I doubt if very many will be able to do it. This one, you got to put a little effort into it. And therefore, I know many could do it. And I'm sorry, folks, you guys in prisons, if you want to learn this, you're going to have to ask the Creator to teach you, and if He wants you to learn it, so be it. Let Him arrest Him, not me, for aiding and abetting. So, invisibility is a ball. It's a kick. There's a way that everybody can see you, but the one you want to be invisible with. There's a way to be invisible of all around you. There is a way to be, in a sense, a very vague shade, a ghost. And that works especially well around vicious animals that will attack you if you're out of line, but aren't there to attack you unless you get out of line. You know, take 2 steps to the left and you're in their so-called protective area and you're out of line. And then it's just absolutely amazing. If you want to learn invisibility, then learn what Tom Brown did through my teacher as well as his grandfather. And the books are out there, and I'll just blame Tom Brown and grandfather. No way, Jose, I will try to do this. And I have gotten a number of requests over the years how to do this from convicts in prison. You got yourself in there, right or wrong, you're in there. There's a reason everybody's there. There's no accident. Use this time to contemplate on how to change your life and turn it to right standing in the sight of the Creator and to love. And I'm not talking anything sexual in this talk of love. This is something way up above that, way beyond it. And you got quiet time. You wouldn't pay attention outside, so you got caught. You're inside, or you're in there for an unjust cause, unjust to you, and no doubt you know the law was broke to put you there or whatever. But why? Because God wouldn't let you wouldn't listen to Him outside, even though you didn't do anything wrong. You know, law-wise. Use the time to your advantage. There's no accidents. Period. Okay. We will take more tomorrow, I think. But invisibility...
Okay. So, the question or the concern that came to me this morning as I was thinking about what we've been doing for the past couple of days is I feel, and I really do think it's apart from the intellectual, doubts that I have, or the intellectual misgivings that I may have still about a lot of this stuff. It's deeper than that. It's a misgiving that I feel. It's something that feels somewhat wrong to me, and it has to do with the exact form that your relationship with the Creator and with all these other beings takes. It's just very hard for me to accept this very personal relationship that you've got. Maybe it's so foreign to the way I've always thought or the way I've been taught. I don't know what it is, but it's it's something that I know I'm going to have to struggle with a bit, and I may never, I guess, regardless of where I go with this and how hungry I get and how much I seek and come to find my own relationship with
Your
the
own
universe
role,
and
your
the
own
Creator,
path.
my own path. I have the feeling that it may never look like yours. And I was just curious what you
All right,
thought about that.
it may never work as mine. There are many ways, many people, many personalities, and many ways to the comfort zone of individual personalities to have a creator in their life, all right? And there's many ways. Now, I have an extremely strong contact with Dad.
Yes.
And I'm very, very comfortable with it. And I am a walking and living example of that kind of relationship anyone can have. But it's just like in a group of 5 children, say, brothers and sisters in a family. Somebody's able to run up to a dad that would swat out to anybody else, of the 5. But this one just has no fear and sees Dad as somebody more than he appears, and just ignores the fact that he appears rough, tough, and mean, and just loves the daylights out of Daddy, and in a sense becomes Daddy's favorite. But that does not mean that those other children don't love Daddy, and it doesn't mean that those other children, Daddy doesn't love them. It just means that they are comfortable standing there 5 feet from Daddy instead of going up there and clutching his leg or something and looking up and loving. But you do, from 5 feet away, still love. And but every individual, it has their own way of approaching as close as they feel comfortable with to Daddy. And if this is your way, as long as this is you're comfortable with it, what's wrong with that?
Well, I don't know. I mean,
there's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
Dad knows every kid has got their own little quirks and their own little ways. My quirk is a quirk.
Yeah. I guess I don't want to get too philosophical about this because that's going to get us off track, and it's not what this discussion, this session that we're having is about. But again, given the way I was raised and all of what I carry around, that's the way I tend to go. So I was thinking this way this morning. It comes down to, for me, what I started getting concerned about was, how much of what I'm going to experience, what I'm going to feel, how much of this connection, how much of all of this, if it may be very different for me than it is for you.
It doesn't matter, maybe, it certainly is.
Right. What started to concern me was how much of this are we making up? How much of this are we, is our imagination?
You tell me.
Right. Well, but again, that was, thinking about that experience, made me think the same way. How much of that is my imagination?
I know, but how can your imagination make you 100 feet tall? Feel it, experience it. You can't do it. Your imagination isn't that good.
Well, see, this is what I've been up against with him all along. Every experience that I introduce him to, that he has this thing that occurs, his mind comes in and goes, I made it up. I made it up. It's not real. It's not real. It's not real. And this goes on with everything. It doesn't matter how powerful it is. It doesn't matter how real it is.
Well, this is something he's going to have to deal with himself.
Right.
Look, as you know, I don't feel, and I don't believe, I might be mistaken, but I'm not downing, and I don't think I've downed your attitude.
No.
I've accepted it. Guess what? So does Pop. Now, it's told me, you're an atheist, and yet you're not, and you know that.
Oh, I do know that.
Yeah,
I'm sure of
but
that.
you're an atheist to the way of Christianity as it